Hello, my name is Laura Kent, and the topic I chose for my paper was false confessions and the mentally ill. To start off, I'd like to state what a false confession is. It is an admission of guilt to a crime in which the confessor is not responsible for the crime. So why are false confessions a big deal? It is an injustice by the criminal justice system to convict innocent people of crimes that they didn't commit. It ruins the lives of many innocent people. Studies have shown that between 73% and 86% of false confessions lead to wrongful convictions. This is because it is hypothesized that when witnesses or juries hear about the confession, they form a belief that the defendant must be guilty. In an article by Kaysen in 2008, a study is presented in which some subjects, but not others, were assigned to a mock theft of $100, after which they were arrested and apprised of their rights. As predicted, those who were innocent were more likely to sign a waiver and talk than those who were guilty. The most common reason that innocent individuals gave was that they had nothing to hide. This leads to the conclusion that the Miranda warnings may not be protecting those who are accused of crimes that they didn't commit. The Innocence Project is a national litigation and public policy organization dedicated to exonerating wrongfully convicted individuals through DNA testing and reforming the criminal justice system. As of today, they have exonerated over 311 individuals who were wrongfully convicted. According to them, police-induced false confessions are among the leading causes for wrongful convictions. More than 25% of the DNA-cleared homicide cases were caused by false confessions. They stated that 22% of individuals who falsely confessed were mentally retarded and 10% had a diagnosable mental disorder. So, why are mentally ill individuals more likely to confess to crimes that they didn't commit? It's because those with mental disorders possess personality characteristics that increase the risk of interrogation-induced false confessions, such as cognitive deficits and limited social skills. They're easily confused, and they are concrete thinkers. They lack the ability to appreciate the seriousness of the situation. They have trouble understanding long-term consequences. They have short attention spans, poor memory, and poor impulse control. According to the Innocence Project, people with mental disabilities confess to crimes they haven't committed because they are tempted to accommodate and agree with authority figures. Officers are also given little, if any, special training to deal with individuals who have mental disabilities. An impaired mental state due to mental illness can also elicit false admissions of guilt. Eddie Joe Lloyd is a perfect example of how susceptible a person with a mental illness can be. He was convicted in 1984 of the murder of a 16-year-old girl in Detroit. During this time, he was in a mental facility being treated for a mental illness. Lloyd wrote letters to police with suggestions on how to solve various murders, one letter which included the murder that he was convicted of. The police officers visited Lloyd on 3 separate occasions, all in which he was interviewed without having a lawyer present. They fed him details that could not have been known, such as the location of the body, and even down to the specific brand of jeans that the girl was wearing. Police officers allowed Lloyd to believe that by confessing and getting arrested, he would help them smoke out the real perpetrator. Lloyd ended up signing a written confession and also providing a videotaped confession. His mental state and confession was never looked into. He served 17 years in prison until he was exonerated in 2002 with the help of the Innocence Project. So to end my presentation, I'd like to talk about some current solutions and future solutions to reducing the prevalence of false confessions. To begin with, videotaping an entire interrogation. This is already in place in 17 states, including the District of Columbia, and New Jersey happens to be one of those states. A push for change in interrogation techniques, so training police officers on how to deal with individuals with mental disorders, and also shortening the sessions. Making it illegal for officers to use deception and lying during interrogation, and also juror education, so providing jurors with expert testimony that states the prevalence and possibility of false confessions. Thank you for listening to my presentation. That's it.